Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us today. Today we have a special guest, and I'll let him introduce himself.
Good day. My name is Robert Willow. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Now, Mr. Willow, I'd like to ask you a couple of questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
As someone who's a worker in the steel industry, I figured you're going to have a good experience of how it has been in the workforce.
Right.
Well, I want to ask you a couple of questions about the New Deal and labor unions. Can you talk to me a little about what the New Deal is?
Yeah, well, the New Deal is a series of projects and programs that have been instituted by great President Franklin Roosevelt to alleviate from such a dark time.
How has having the New Deal been for you?
Well, it's been dark great because our rights are better protected.
Well, that's great. Well, now with these rights, how would you say the union membership and activism has changed?
Well, the number of labor unions in the earlier years had went from 5 million to being 3 million. And although the future of labor unions looked grim, workers won significant improvements and benefits. Union membership has soared thanks to the pro-union stance of Roosevelt administration and from legislation enacted by Congress in the early New Deal and other acts as well. Now union membership has jumped to almost being 9 million. It hasn't been easy. It sure has changed for us thanks to Roosevelt and the last legislation Congress.
Right, it's been amazing to see all these changes and progress. Can you talk to me a little bit more about the Rainer Act in relation to unions?
Yeah, well, it's also known as the National Labor Relations Act, or the NLBI, and it guarantees basic rights of the private sector of employees to organize in trade union and engage in collective bargaining. The act also protects our rights to form unions. This act also prohibits employees from engaging in unfair labor practice, such as setting up a company union and firing or discriminating against workers who have organized or joined unions.
Now, the National Labor Relations Board versus Jones Laughlin Steel Corporation was a case that questioned the constitutionality of the NLBR Act.
Right. Well, the final decision was that the NLBR Act was indeed constitutional under the guidelines specified in the Commerce Clause that they could regulate activities carried out by the industries that had the potential of restricting interstate commerce. And since there was federal interest in allowing workers to unionize, the justice changed their opinion and thought that the labor relations only had an indirect effect in interstate commerce. The NLBR Act was finally declared as constitutional and could now be applied to many cases that fell under the category of workers and the right to unionize.
Wow, well, you sure know a lot about the labor union.
Well, of course, it's on my benefit.
Thank you for joining us today, and to our viewers, please stay tuned for more on the Columbian Record channel.
Thank you.